Even these tariffs, which Mr. Trump, I like Mr. Trump so much. Trump, I like him so much because he tells you, when you are a fool, he tells you. So he has now put tariffs on us. Let's develop our own market. We are 1.5 billion people. In the next 30 years, we shall be 2.5 billion. We shall be a quarter of the, almost a third of the human race. This huge market, whom is it buying from? From Japan, from what, from what? Let's have our market and we protect it. And then if Mr. Trump says, I put tariff on you, we say we also put tariff on you. But now, I think we are going to beg individual, please, Excellency, forgive me. Me, I'm a good boy, I'm not. So, as we fight for the family, the umbrella for the family is a strong national economy. And the strong national economy cannot be there without a strong continental economy. Now, on the issue of the strategic security, I gave you the example of how France and UK, France, even UK was almost overrun by Hitler. They were just hiding behind the water, that English channel. Hitler could not cross it initially, quickly. But France was overrun, Holland, Belgium, Denmark, all of them were overrun by Hitler. And it was the powerful Soviet Union which actually defeated Hitler. By the time the Allies came in 1944, Hitler was already defeated by the Soviet Union. So therefore, we, the freedom fighters, led by Kwame Nkrumah, who were young people following our elders, by Mwalimu Nyerere, by Modibo Keita, Sékou Touré, Ben Bella, others. In the 60s, we said, apart from economic integration, where possible, we should have even political integration. That's why here in East Africa, we have been talking about the East African Federation, former Federation of East Africa. We have been talking about it. I can give you a chairperson, open the picture of our leaders in 1963, if my people have it. This Sarah opened and the mobilizer. You go and mobilize about federation. We were about to form East African Federation of Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, 1963. But some people prefer to remain big fishes in small ponds. That's how we didn't move forward. But Mwalimu Nyerere and Sheikh Abeid Karume, they united Zanzibar and Tanganyika. Now we have Tanzania. They are the only ones who historically did their work. So where possible, like in the case of East Africa, form, work for the political integration. East Africa can go to the moon and ask those Americans what they are doing there. Now, finally, the third historical mission is, by the way, the people we are asking you to unite for their prosperity, unite for their strategic security. Who are they? Are they very different people? If you look at the African, you Africans, you are only 4 groups. linguistic groups. Group one are the Niger-Congo, the Bantu, all the way from Cameroon up to South Africa. These are the same people. Bantu. Then the Kwa group are the ones of southern Nigeria, the Igbo, the Yoruba. These are one group. They are called Niger-Congo. The second group are the Nilo-Saharan. Nilo-Saharan are our Nilotics, our Cushitics, like the Somalis and the Oromos, like the Nubians of Sudan, like the Sudanic. If you listen to the languages, find a lot of similarities. The third group are the Afro-Asiatic, the Arabic, the Tigrinya, and the Amharic. So there are only 4 groups. So then our small group in Southern Africa, the Khoisan. Now, in the case of Central Africa and East Africa, we have the added advantage of Swahili. Swahili can unite all of these people. Even the other Africans can use it if they want. So the people were saying, with the freedom fighters, we are saying, you people, for prosperity, for strategic security, you need economic and political integration. And the people who were asking you to unite are people who are either similar or linked. So therefore, as you talk about the family and the sovereignty of Africa, you cannot be sovereign the way we are with excessive market fragmentation, political fragmentation, and you think you will be prosperous. Recently, I was amused. Mr. Trump brought an idea. I like Mr. Trump so much. He said, I would like to take that to Greenland. Now, Greenland belongs to Denmark. Denmark is highly developed, but small. So I don't know what will happen when Wanange. And I think I had Denmark hiding behind the table. I don't know what they're doing. So please, size matters. Size matters. The arrogance of some of these players, the Bible says it actually. Whatever man sows, that's what he reaps. In our language here. Since independence, some of our people have been planting weakness. And now we are beginning to harvest weakness. Where they say now, a woman is a man. Oh, but how can that be? I have told you, you must accept. If you don't accept, I will do damage to you. And he actually does it. So that is a consequence of weakness, which we have been keeping all these years because of not sticking to the principles of the liberation movement. In the liberation movement, we were saying uhuru na umoja. Freedom and unity. That's what we were saying. But after independence, it became uhuru and fragmentation. So therefore, talk about the family, but please talk also about the umbrella for the family. Thank you very much. That we must achieve if we are to succeed. And 4 ideological principles. Once you understand the historical missions, what principles do you need to rely on to achieve them? The first historical mission we identified in the 1960s when we were a student movement was the issue of prosperity. Where does prosperity come from? Can sustainable prosperity come from begging, those donors you are talking about? Can they ensure for you sustainable prosperity? Our answer was no. Because if aid was to create prosperity, Latin America would be very rich. Because Latin America has been getting aid for a long time. But you see how desperate those countries are in Latin America. Even Africa, since the independence of Sudan, 1955, the independence of Ghana, 1957, we have been getting aid. But you see the chaos which is in many of the African countries. So therefore, our answer was, aid cannot create prosperity. And if it can't, then what can create prosperity? Our answer was, prosperity can only be created for the family, for the individual, for the company, for a region of the country, for the country, if you produce a good or a service with a chibaro. We use the word chibaro in our language here, which means after studying the economics of the matter, of the product you are producing, is to produce a good or a service and you sell it continuously. Today you sell, tomorrow you sell, the day after you sell. In that way, you can get prosperity. And you normally see it in some, like now, the coffee prices are very high. Many of these Ugandans who are growing coffee are getting good money. And people who are engaged in other products, they are also getting good money. So if you produce a good or a service and you sell it, you will get prosperity continuously. So then the next question was, if you produce a good or a service and you sell it, who will buy it? When I looked at my tribe, my tribe are called Banyankore. They are somewhere in the West. Those Banyankore produce, they have cows, they have crops. They produce milk, beef, bananas, and so on. That's what they produce. But the problem they have is that they don't easily buy from one another. Why? Because they are producing similar products. Munyankore A has got milk, Munyankore B has got milk. A does not buy from B, B does not buy from A. So we are there, same tribe, but not helping one another economically. Who are the people who buy the milk of the Banyankore? It is the people of Kampala, many of whom are not Banyankore. So that was point number one. The people who are helping the Banyankore to get out of poverty were not Banyankore. There were other tribes of Uganda who don't have cows, who don't have bananas, who then buy from them. But then we also found that if the country wakes up, it's good for Africans to be asleep. In French, we say dormir. dormir beaucoup. When you are asleep, you don't know where danger is. A snake can come and bite you in the bedroom, you will not know. But when you wake up, you start seeing things. So when these Ugandans woke up from sleeping and they started producing, very soon they found that the internal market of Uganda is not enough. We have got surplus milk. The internal market, we are producing 5.3 billion liters of milk per year. The internal market is only 800 million liters. So we've got a surplus of milk of 4 billion liters. Surplus beef, surplus sugar, surplus maize, surplus cement, surplus, all these products are, the internal market is not enough. So then who are our saviors? The regional market of East Africa, the continental market of Africa. These are the ones who are saving us. When we see we are a bit prosperous now, the economy is growing at more than 6%, it is because of the internal market, but also the regional market. Yes, there is also some linkage with the external markets, especially for coffee, but the bigger part is the regional market. So therefore, we said, okay, so in order to support prosperity, then we have got other principles. Principle number 3, which we want, I will come to that now. So therefore, in order to do this, to support prosperity, what principles did we distill? We found, number 1, Uganda is very crucial for all the tribes. Uganda will help the tribes to be more prosperous than if there was no Uganda. So therefore we said, principle number 1 is patriotism. Love Uganda. Why? Because you need it for your prosperity. Secondly, Pan-Africanism. Love Africa. Why? Because you need it for your prosperity. This is why the Historical Mission of Prosperity helped us to distill the 2 principles of ideology, patriotism and Pan-Africanism. Principle number 3, we discovered was socio-economic transformation. The societies must change. We must stop being tribal societies without money. We must go into the money economy, and so on, and democracy. So those are the 4 principles: patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. In that way, we shall get prosperity.